practice so far?
Oh, practice has been great. The guys have been working extremely hard since the beginning of spring. I've been seeing development in a lot of areas, man, and we're definitely trending in the right direction.
How hard is it to come in so late and have to learn these guys kind of on the fly? Like,
Yeah, I've had to hit the ground running, but the coaching staff, Coach Bowen, Coach Pry, and everyone that I'm working with on a daily basis, they've definitely helped with the transition. The players that I work with every single day, these guys come ready to go, so they've definitely made the transition a little bit easier for me.
did you have some kind of connection to Pry or Virginia Tech? How'd this whole thing come about with you coming on board?
Well, I definitely had a relationship when those guys used to recruit DeMatha when I was the head coach. They recruited so many of my guys for so many years, and so this thing came full circle. And when they had an opening, they were familiar with me, and they reached out to gauge my interests. And seeing what Virginia Tech is building here was something I wanted to be a part of.
Did you expect in late February, early March that you would be changing jobs?
Absolutely not. It was definitely unexpected. But it was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. You try to plan your moves and things like that, but sometimes you're afforded an opportunity that's unexpected, and you got to run with it.
It's kind of crazy. Mike Jones, former DeMatha coach, comes to Virginia Tech, then goes to Maryland.
Yeah.
Former DeMatha coach Elijah Brooks pulls the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, how close are you two? And did you talk about
your
moves?
Mike Jones coached me. I played basketball at DeMatha about 40 pounds ago. You know what I mean? But he and I are really close. He was my mentor when he was the head coach at DeMatha, and I was the head football coach at DeMatha. And so I saw an opportunity for us to come here, kind of unite. And as soon as I landed, he was heading out, But I wish him the best, but I'm definitely glad to be here.
You mentioned you wanted to be a part of what Tech's building.
Yeah.
What specifically piqued your interest as far as what Brent Pry pitched you on coming here?
One, his passion is infectious, right? And so if you take a look at last year's schedule, it wasn't as though Tech wasn't competing. Lost a few close games, but the culture that he has here, when you have a great culture, you have a chance to win games. And the staff here has done a good job of attracting talent, and I think as we put these pieces together, I'm hoping for improvement. And so, again, I don't believe it's going to happen overnight, but the way Coach is building this thing, I definitely believe in it.
What has been your impressions of Bayshall Tootin? He was very explosive last year at A&T. I think he had 7 runs of over 30 yards. Have you noticed that in spring ball?
Oh, yeah. Bayshall has done a fantastic job. He has some natural ability that you can't coach, and I'm excited. He's one of these kids that comes out every day and he competes. He wants to get better, and I've been around a lot of talented running backs, and if he continues to work hard, I definitely believe he'll have a lot of success this year.
What have you seen out of Malachi this spring now that he's healthy?
He's consistent. He's a guy that is very dependable, really good in pass protection. He gets stronger as the practices go on. And so, again, right now that 1-2 combination between those guys in the spring has been very impressive.
Do you have a preference or a philosophy on how many guys you like to play?
Whoever has the hot hand, obviously, during the course of a week, if you're game planning, there are certain guys who fit the game plan, but you never know how a game will turn out. If a guy gets in there and he, spits off a big run and he's on that day, you kind of roll with him. Sometimes it is, by committee, and, different guys are doing different things well. So we'll just, gauge it as the season goes on.
Coach, is there anything specific or any goals that you're looking forward to for the spring game in a little bit of a different setting this spring?
Yeah, I'm excited personally to, compete in that stadium for the first time with fans. This environment here is exciting. I know it won't be how it is in the fall, but I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see these guys compete in a different setting. And I just want to see these guys go out and build on what we've done this spring. Execute fundamentally. I want to see some guys make some plays, under the lights, and see how it goes.
You very quietly but firmly told your group this morning that they weren't quite on point. Is that your style, or was that just because we were around, and might you get a little more fiery when it's private?
Wow, I didn't even realize you guys weren't around when I said that. But no, it's I'm very transparent with the guys. If they're performing at a high level, I tell them, and if they're off, I let them know. And today was just one of those days we were off. And they've always responded. And so what I'm looking to see is on Thursday we come back with a better focus, attention to detail, and be a little bit better.
Going back to when you were at William & Mary as a running back, did you envision being a coach someday? Was that in your plans?
I didn't. They allowed me an opportunity to become a GA, under Coach Laycock, and I was working with the running backs the spring that I finished up playing, and I saw a blanket outside of my running back coach's dresser. And I asked him, what's that for? And he said, well, sometimes, when we work late nights, I sleep in the office. And on that day, I said, oh, no, I will never be a coach, ever be a coach. And so the fact that I'm here right now is something that I never expected. I didn't really set my sights on being a coach, but I'm really thankful to be in this position.
What triggered it then? I mean, what goes from I don't want to sleep on my couch to hey, that's gonna be my full-time job?
Well, when I finished at William & Mary, DeMatha called me to be a teacher, and I said, hey, I'll just help on the team from time to time until I figure out what I really want to do. And sometimes, life has a way of choosing for you. And, when I got around the players and I said, this might be my calling. And, the rest is history.
So have you ever slept in your office?
I have. I have a blow-up mattress. And, Stephen Jerry was my coach, the running backs coach. And I tell him all the time, I understand the commitment that you have to have at this level. And, I appreciate him for everything that he did for me.
Has your family joined you here yet? I mean, it's been pretty quick notice and everything.
So they are going to fit. My daughters and my son, they're finishing up school this year, but they just visited me last week, and they absolutely love the area. It's so peaceful, and the people here in the community, man, they've just been so welcoming, and so they're excited to get down here.
Besides Stephen Jerry, have there been any other coaches that help influence your coaching style, the way you relate with players?
Yeah, I definitely, Morgan Wooten, the late Morgan Wooten was probably the best teacher I've ever been around. Just a way to communicate with players without demeaning them. Mike Jones, Michael Loxley giving me an opportunity to, be a college football coach. And, I've just had a lot of guys throughout the years who've kind of made an impact on me.
When you look at this running back group outside of Malachi and Bayshaw, what do you like about those other four guys? A lot of them are young.
Yeah. They're extremely hungry. They're almost like pieces of clay that you can mold. Sometimes when you get older guys, they're set in their ways and they're not open to new instruction. Man, when you have young, hungry freshmen and sophomores, they are just chomping at the bit, locked into everything that you try to teach them. And that's one of the best things about coaching is when you can take a young guy and you can see his development this spring. And with those young guys, Jeremiah Coney, Bryce Duke, Chance Black, these guys are really doing a good job every day.
Was there any sense of hunger in the running back room of the way they performed last year and a chip that they brought to their shoulder this spring?
Yeah, I think the tone has been set from day one that, there's no one here, that is established, and including myself. So as a unit, we're going to work together to try to make a name for this group, and be productive and be game changers and really have an impact on this season. And so those guys have accepted the challenge, and we all have to improve each day, but we're off to a good start.
Has anyone in that group really stood out in pass protection situations?
Definitely Malachi Thomas. I just think he has a good familiarity with the system. Bryce Duke has also done a really good job, and not that any of the other guys haven't done well this spring, but those two are the ones that have stepped to the forefront right now.
Coach Pride came out here a week ago and said he saw some good things from Jeremiah Coney. Is there anything specific that you saw that you like?
Every day, Jeremiah has some eyebrow-raising performances out here, whether it's a run, a catch. He is someone that you have to keep an eye for. I don't know when it's going to happen, but each day you're starting to see flashes from him, and I think we're excited about him.